iRacing Network. Alongside of me tonight is Will. Hello, Will.
Hello, Brian.
Sorry, not tonight. That's afternoonish. Sorry, my apologies. You know why? Because that's going to be for later. So. Why ain't my stuff showing up here?
Yes, this is iRacing Super Speedway, the BNR Truck Series from Tuesday night. Things happened and different circumstances, etc. But so, are
Yes.
you on Twitch right now, or are you gonna upload it when we get done with this?
I am on everything.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I'm trying to
NASCAR's got
get.
a Twitch channel.
Yep.
Huh? They're showing a classic Sonoma race right now.
So as we see here, qualifying is underway. I have to see if I can get. Because my overlays ain't popping up. Let's see. We might have to do it without the overlays here. I know it's very unfortunate, but overlays ain't popping up for me right now. That's a bumdinger. But anyway, well, iRacing Super Speedway, the phenomenal, which back in the day was, you would say what?
Coca-Cola Super, or Coca-Cola Speedway or Super Speedway. This was originally on NASCAR NR 2003. It's basically a fantasy track back whenever it was designed and built for that game. A bunch of the racing drivers, NASCAR drivers, was like, see you on the track at Coca-Cola Speedway or Super Speed. They did promotion work for it, right, to promote it, because I think it was a DLC track. I don't think it was something you got with the game. I can't 100% remember. Google was not my friend at the moment, so it was last time we came here, but I can't find all the links I used last time. But I think
Oh, but the
38
racing
degrees of
information
banking.
works. Hey, you see right here? We're in Concord, it says, which is, don't think that's right. Maybe, I don't know. 2.9 miles, the temperature is 113 degrees, with an altitude of 150. The weather that was on Tuesday was 78 degrees, 45% partly cloudy, 4 mile per hour wind. It was not 60 laps, it was only 30.
Maybe we can't see. Oh, go ahead.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, 70% fuel here, so that equalized out to about, I want to say, 21 laps on a full tank, if we remember right, from just a couple of days ago, Brian. So everybody had to make a pit stop in this race.
Yes, everybody did have to. So they did end up having like 5 minutes of qualifying, open qualifying, by the way, which is what you see here as Josh Small, Tyler Myers, and Robert Emerald. So this is what we're experiencing out in the truck side of things, Will, to see these boys like it. They did do a massive update to the trucks now, so from here going forward, Will, they implemented the aerodynamics and a lot of other things. Updated the damage models, which we'll probably see that a little bit later tonight, as we see in the Cup cars. So qualifying on.
I'm wondering.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, sir.
I was just going to say, I wonder, since we are doing this a bit delayed, like I said, from Tuesday, this is Thursday, and I I wonder, since you're showing it in a replay, is that why we don't have our overlays?
Maybe, but
You
there's
know?
a way to there is a way to get it popped up. I just not too sure on how.
And like you
Um,
talked about the open qualifying here that started back a week or two ago in the Truck Series, so I actually like open qualifying, and I feel like it gets it done somewhat faster, relatively easy, to a certain degree. And you have everybody out there on the track at once. Yes, I know it can be a bit hectic or chaotic. Everybody's getting draft laps essentially at that point, but it makes it very interesting from a viewer standpoint.
oh, absolutely it does.
Like I said, I believe it's 38 degrees of banking here. So that's 4 more degrees of banking than at Talladega Super Speedway, what we are more so accustomed to seeing when you say, super speedway or drafting track, something to that, something to that degree. So, I always say if they can do something like this with iRacing Super Speedway, just build something from the ground up in the digital world, then most certainly they could just recreate Riverside. We could race Riverside digitally, or other tracks that are kind of lost to time now. Texas World Speedway. There's so many others that really, if you go look at North Wilkesboro, they made North Wilkesboro in that 1970s, 80, field, kind of setting, right? I was trying to
Yes,
find the
sir.
right word, and I feel like the game developers or sim developers used a lot of pictures. Dell Jr. Supplied a lot of pictures to make North Wilkesboro look in sim in game what it looked like if he was to look up a Holly Farms 400 from North Wilkesboro back in the day. Like, man, it looks like I rate identical to them. Here's the starting rundown, Brian.
Yeah. So starting first would be Skylar Sixton. P2 would be Joshua Highball. P3 would be Brandon Moore. Uh, P4 would be Zach Deusser. P5 would be Dale Rapp. P6 would be Robert Amaral. P7 would be Josh Small. P8 will be Tyler Myers. P9 will be JD O'Brien. P10 will be Joe Stipe. P11 will be Mark Berry. P12 will be Anthony Line. Oh, I went the wrong way. There we go. P13 would be Pete Woodrum. P14 would be myself. Yes, I get to call a race with me actually in it now. Ironic. P15 would be Troy Daggett. P16 would be Christopher Campbell.
We could have all.
P17 would
Oh,
be... No, you're fine. You're good. Would be Jaden Sanchez. P18 would be Philip Bridgman. And I do believe that was it.
we could have always done this for the Martinsville Cup race a few Thursdays ago. Well, it's been more than a few, but all those Thursdays ago now that you wanted to race in, that someone put on the schedule that you wanted to race in. But I'm like, hey, we could do it somehow or another. Like, if you wanted to race it, you could go back, view it later. We could do it again or something. There's always ways around it, but
So unfortunately,
we all
you
know.
guys will not have the tower. Because
No,
unfortunately it's a replay. So we're going to do our best to just keep an eye on everything. I do have
we could always old school it and just kind of pop up the iRacing UI and see where the rundown is at that point, type of thing, situation. If we truly need it, it's 30 laps. Even though it's iRacing Super Speedway, it's almost a 3-mile circuit. It will 30 laps I feel like it went by pretty. I don't want to say smoothly, but kind of quickly the other night, right, Brian?
Yes,
So,
sir.
um, like you said the other night, half the distance of the Cup race we ran here.
But tonight we will
Uh,
have the full timing towers and stuff like that
yes,
for when they do go live. So
I think it's because it's the replay because
it
the
might
scoring
be.
pylon and everything goes away during the replays. So all you see is the little replay graphic. But that's okay, Skylar Sigston. Unfortunately, I think the fourth qualifier, Zach Deutscher, I think he had some type of problems or just wasn't able
To get gridded.
Tuesday to race. Do what?
To get gridded. I
Yeah,
know
yes,
Skylar
yes,
had
to
some
get gritted.
blinky, but that's all right.
Yeah, he
So
was. That scares me, but it could just be because of how big iRacing Super Speedway is. You know, it takes a lot to load in. iRacing safety truck coming off to the safety and confines of pit road here.
and the green flag is out. So see the great start so far. Very double fall for the moment. Will I know? Very steep turns here as we see going into the turns.
It looks like 4 stories, if not 5, if he was to start building on the apron and go up to the catch fence.
Yep, you see Highball there pushing, trying to push Skylar Sigston. But on the bottom there, you got Tyler Myers, Josh Small, Pete Woodrum. Caught in the middle would be Dale Rapp and Philip Bridgman. So what I did notice, the outside lane, if you only have 2 cars, you're not going nowhere. The bottom lane was the dominant force. So as you see them all shadowing that bottom lane there, Will.
Yeah, we saw the other night, how fast you could go in these trucks at iRacing Super Speedway, and you go pretty quite fast, 218, 220 miles per hour, I do believe, unrestricted, Super Speedway here, as long as you don't get into a Gen 7 car.
So
Because I think the Gen 7s are restricted, right? Yes? Go ahead.
Yeah, they are restricted to a certain extent. Now
Yeah,
with this
exactly.
new aero package, now the short tracks they say are brutal in the trucks, like there's no grip. So it'll be pretty interesting. You're probably gonna have a couple of laughs when you see. Oh, there goes Jaden. Oh, which was the first caution of the night here. Oof. Very unfortunate there. That was the first caution of the night. As we'll come back here and ride on board and see what had happened with Jaden.
Looks like Chris Camary might have just given him an offset bad bump at the... Yes, he does. And just sends him into the outside retaining wall, so...
Oh, he's got a broke tire there.
And in total, I believe that's a 5-truck wreck.
Yep.
So instead of pacing around here, we can kind of cut this up a little bit short, and you can kind of like just click the next lap that'll go green, right?
Yes.
Hi, there we go. Yeah, tape delayed special.
Like that.
And back green flag racing here. Looks like Del Rapp has taken the lead from pit stops and so forth, and maybe staying out. Like I said, that was kind of my cue or call to fast forward. Like Brian said earlier, if he had started the broadcast, if not, no drivers to interview this race, so it's just kind of a like I said, a playback special here. Like I said, we were going to, for sure, broadcast this live, but just like I said, misunderstanding and different things occurred. So leaky roof, and then going to a different part of the house, and then just get get. Anywho, yes, late on the Yahoo.
But anyway, we're enter into turns 1 and 2. Here you see Josh Small down there on the bottom. The Telemar is up there on the top, looking to drop down to pick up Josh Small here. As those 4 guys there of Dale Rapp, looks like Dale Rapp, the 81, Philip Bridgman.
That's Anthony Lane.
Yes. And then you got Tyler Myers, Josh Small, JD, Joshua Highball, Mark Berry, Christopher Campbell, and that looks like Cameron Smith there right behind him.
So this race the other night was pretty racy, from the most part, and it had loads of excitement in the 30 laps. I think you guys even went into one green, white, checkered.
Yes.
Because of somebody trying to act like a cruise missile, maybe a F-16 late in the race, just to have to wait and hang on the edge of our seats when we get to that, because it was wild, I tell you what. So
you see there Tyler Myers and JD looking to run the outside lane, picking up a few stragglers there, the 41 of Highball.
And like you said, it really, you really need a lot. Oh, this is the second caution, I believe, of the night. Hey, it was Anthony that, see, Josh started sharing his screen after this wreck, I think, so I didn't get to see that one. Man, that is unfortunate. Oh, excuse me. Now there is a bump. There's a transition coming out of turn number 4 here that if you hit it just right, I don't know if that's what Anthony did here, but that is what replays are for. So we're getting a replay here on riding, from the Flyer Chase cam with Anthony. Might as well be a drone cam, That's what some people call this, the drone cam.
Hey, see right there? He just had that little bobble there, Will. Upset at the rear of the car.
That transition exit from turn 4 onto this long straightaway. And we also have to remember that pretty much not until you get onto the flat, close call by Philip Bridgman, not until you get onto the actual apron, the flat, man, that truck had some hang time, Brian. Is when you finally
there too as well.
Oh yeah. When you finally get onto the flat of the track, the apron, is when you finally are not on any banking whatsoever here, because even as you see from this camera angle, from where Anthony truck was laying to rest, was that not a caution?
That was.
Okay.
They're racing back to the line now.
Okay.
I think. We'll find out. Maybe not. Maybe not. No, because he went to pits. Yeah, it's still green. So as you said, I forgot, that one stayed green. So very unfortunate for him. But you see here, Will, you got the 3, you got the 52, the 48, the 15, the 41, the 11, and the 8 on the bottom, Will. And on the outside, looking to make their charge to the front was Christopher Campbell, Brian Hunt. Oh, there goes Phil.
Hey, that truck stayed down thanks to the roof flaps, though. My goodness, I thought he was airborne for sure. If this would have been an 87 race, airborne.
I do believe that was the caution right there. Oh!
Oh, no, that's the caution.
Yeah. That one was.
We're just going to keep guessing what's the caution until it comes out. How about the... Man. What happens here? We just going into turn 3 and the truck's just gonna be like, nope, not today? Yeah, that's
That's what it looks like.
just got all unruly from him. Now that's highball, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Uncharacteristically, just losing the truck there does highball. But I can imagine going in at those speeds, that these trucks are carrying. It's almost like going into turn 1 or turn 3 at Indianapolis in an Indy car. It's going to feel a bit different just about every time
I
because of the
like it.
speeds we're carrying, right?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, sinuses are acting up today.
Yeah, the sinuses are brutal. Pat Green. Love it. These are the best ones. Because you can just...
Mark, yep, you could just kind of skip to it. Mark Berry might have been the leader on that restart. I don't. Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was.
So,
There's Mark Berry and Wonder there.
yep.
So you see here, Mark Berry, Wonder on the outside. Troy Daggett on the
Thank
inside.
you.
Stipe, that's Stipe.
Yep.
On the outside there. Cameron on the bottom there working with those fellers. You see that lonesome straggler there. There you go. There goes Brian and Philip to the outside, making that charge up there. Just like that, those two both got cleared. And another caution will come out here, a big one. Ooh. We'll go back and watch that. See where this all have played at.
Well, we're 3 wide, 4 wide, 4 wide going down the front straightaway. You have Brian Huntley getting pushed by Philip Bridgman way up to the outside. In the middle, you have Cameron and Dell, but then Cameron's coming down, but then touching going on between Mark and Troy way downstairs here. Joe Stipe looking to the outside now, going into turn 1. And, Mark and Dell, they touch.
Hmm. It just took a few of the trucks with him, Will.
Very self-cleaning racetrack this is. For how many lanes it is, it's like 8 lanes wide. But still,
Very gruesome wreck, I would say. Hated to see it from Mr. Berry there. Yeah, I wanted to say that we stayed out, yeah. So like I said, very intriguing race from the start. I want to say next time by, these drivers will get lined back up. But tonight, well, we do have the Cup cars from Iowa. So we'll be able to check out the new damage models on those Gen 7 guys. Very intriguing race so far. Only going into 18 laps. You see here, they're getting ready to line up here. I know this is unreal for us to have a race like this. But we're getting ready to take the green flag next time by, Will. So Brian will be up front, as in myself. Philip Bridgman to start P2. Cameron Smith We'll start on the inside, then Joe Stipe on the outside next to Phil. Tyler, late on the Yahoo. Yeah, just about. But we throw it back to you guys because that's what me and Will like to do. This will probably be our shortest broadcast ever, shall we say? Well, at least one
Maybe.
of them. So I see here a few people did use the old quick fix here.
And Anthony Lane got his lap back on that caution, however many laps he was down after his truck took a tumble. Well, I don't have a scoring pylon, so I don't
Me
know.
neither,
But
so
anyway,
I don't know. This kind of makes
like I
it
said, you
hard.
could always use the
Yes,
UI of
Anthony,
iRacing. You know,
Anthony is back on the lead lap.
so
So Small Pete, from the way it looks, and Chris and Jaden. Well, Josh Small, Pete Woods, and Chris Camary. Well, Josh Small, Pete Woods are one lap down. I think Chris is 2. So as you see right here, Will, they are going to get the green flag here. Just like that.
looks like you spun your tires on your restart there,
I think
Brian.
I missed a shift. I think I was starting in...
Well, you did something trickery.
I think I was starting in third. But still kept it close with Philip on the outside there. You see Brian, myself. Does have Cameron Smith behind him and JD on the bottom there. As now everybody's going to cycle down to the inside lane here, Will.
You know, that sometimes be what happen on these super speedways. You know, people just want to go with the line that's going to be instantly moving, and that's normally going to be the bottom line at first after a restart. And even in the real world, that's how it goes down in the city. People just want to jump down. As soon as they find a hole, they will fill it. And now Mark Berry trying to lead a train of trucks up on the high side. He's got Myers and I think Daggett up there behind him.
Yeah.
But then, 4 wide again. Just for a couple of moments.
Oh yeah, these boys are racy, that's for sure.
What lap is it?
We are on lap 21.
Oh, okay, so it's closing. It's getting to that crunch time.
Yep.
The pay window's kind of open. It's in the final 10 laps of the race. I don't even think we got time to do a crank it up. I don't think we have enough laps to do a crank it up or like enough time between cautions, do we? Do we?
Yeah, I think so. I can do one real quick.
Yeah, we could get a little bit of everything here.
Pete.
So, caution here with, what would that be? That was on lap 24, I think. 23, 23, 24,
22.
25, 22. Oh, I thought we were on lap 21.
Or coming to 23. Yeah, I think we were coming to 23. Yeah, this was coming to 23. You see there? He thought he was clear.
Oh.
And, ooh.
And more troubles further on back for Brandon Moore, Robert Amaral, and a couple of other innocent bystanders in this incident here. So, a lot of these guys further on back, you know, they don't.
I think
Pete.
Joe hit the brakes, and Brandon really couldn't time it right because he didn't
Yeah,
see
that's
what
true.
was maybe going on. So that will just be that.
That'll happen trying to check up for wrecks on super speedways, especially when you're going well over 200 miles per hour.
So I think next time by, yes, because we're coming. So next time by, these drivers will line up to take the green flag ever so slightly. Yeah. So 27 of 30 in the books. I do believe Mr.
Ooh,
Josh.
Canadian Tire.
Yes.
Yeah, we talked about Canadian Tire last week, so that is a tricky road course. Multiple uphill, downhill. The Mario Andretti straightaway, down the back straightaway. I believe that's what it's called. Don't quote me on it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with Tyler. Yes, Tyler. These cars were a handful here, or trucks, sorry. Just the elevation change, I would say, between the turns and trying to keep it even coming off the turns to go down this not so straight straightaway. There is a slight banking to a degree to it.
Yeah, you probably have to keep that wheel at least at the 1 o'clock angle to keep up on the banking, don't you?
Yeah, just about. So.
Goodness gracious. It's going to have to take me a sinus pill or something.
Oh, allergy.
I tell you, they're fierce. So this race slowly became a race of attrition. There's a few competitors that's no longer in this race that was a moment ago. So that's just the way those cookies crumble at the super speedways. You know, whenever you say ISS, people think International Space Station, but sim racers think this place, and a lot of people dread it. I would love it because I used to be really great at super speedways, but oh well. Anywho, back to green flag racing. Del Rapp in control of this race. You'd have to say he probably was one of the dominant forces of the race, Brian. You were up here. Philip, Troy, Cameron tried to be. So
it's a tough track. That's, it's very short. Everybody trying to find a rhythm to go. What lane to possibly take. But everybody knew, Will, that the bottom lane was the dominant force. And that's the thing. Mistiming the entry in the turn will happen. So,
yep, he was mistiming the entry and also maybe just trying to follow you, keep in line with you, get down side draft, but all the, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, well, see, this is the part of the race that I didn't get to see too well of because I was riding on board with Josh's point of view. So that's where Campbell said that Cameron 10-4. All right, so I didn't get to see it. Now I got to see it. So crunch time. This is closing on the crunch time. I think we're about to have a caution here, right? We are.
Yeah, I think so. I think
What lap is it? What lap is it?
29.
Yes. Okay. Yes, indeed. So get away from yourself, Brian.
No, I'm
Oh,
on
bam!
race.
Right here it is. Oh. Oh wait, that was Anthony again, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was Anthony both times. Oh man.
Yeah. Running up here in the front. Just got loose again and doink.
Oh.
Oh!
Now I was riding on board with Josh when this happened. I mean, let's ride on board with Josh because it was something, I tell you. Like hood view, in-car view, I don't care which view as long as you're on the truck, Brian, because it was this is going to be, I don't want to say it's hilarious, but it's just like, it's something. Thank goodness it's not real. You see, he's trying to save it. It's loose again, way up yonder, and then he slides down the track and into the barrels again. You know, this would be something Cameron did almost anytime there was. Oh man, see, oh man, I think Campbell got him
I think so.
because we were hearing Campbell saying that he got a big chunk of him or something. I think, right? Somebody got him to where he came back on and did a. I guess it was just Josh, but this is further back. You always do the slow motion so prematurely. Now do the slow motion. Yeah. See, whenever I saw it, it almost looked like the chassis landed on Josh, but or like Anthony lands like right on top of Josh, but I guess that's not how it went down. I only got to see things when it happened live action. Like I didn't get to see replays Tuesday because so forth. But riding on board now with Anthony. I mean, he was in such a good position coming up here in the top five. He had worked his way back up here into the top five, fourth position, and then just that transition to the front straightaway from turn 4. I mean, oh my goodness, it caught him out twice. I mean, we've seen it in other races too, catch people out. I mean, it is a transition to behold.
Yeah, he had a rough go.
He almost had a top 5 finish, man. And this is the caution that comes out just as the leaders, the race leaders, were just moments, just mere feet, maybe a couple of hundred, if that, feet from the start-finish stripe of taking the white flag. That would have pretty much, you know, we would have seen it race out here. But finish is about to happen here that is about to be something else. I do know that. So here is the restart going in to turns 1 and 2. Phillip and Mark Berry giving a tremendous push to Dell Rapp in the 52 in the lead. This is only, this is a green-white checkered, first attempt at a green-white checkered, so this is lap and a half to go here down the back straightaway for what you would think and hope to be the penultimate time.
Yeah.
So,
See Highball getting
So-
a good shot for the 99. 99's going to jump down there, Will.
Yeah, he keeps getting good runs, and he keeps putting his nose where he thinks he can just have the best possible outcome. High ball back to the outside, makes it 3 wide, puts Bridgman in the sucker hole, as some people would say. Back, back, back. Both of them drop now. So you and Cameron, there's Brian and Cameron trying to work, and the crash happens with Robert and Christopher Campbell coming out of turn number 2. So I think Robert, I don't know if he knew that Chris was out there. What all transpired there? It would just last lap moments here. More chaos is ensuing.
Yes.
And then coming down to the stripe out of the final turn, it's going to get argy-bargy here. JD looks to the inside of Troy, but Troy Daggett holds off JD in that Cookie Monster machine. So it was Troy, JD, and I think Josh got, no, Highball got third. So
I think so.
Can we get a replay of that final crash in turn 4? Turns 3 and 4? Oh, that's what happened. Mark got underneath Dale. You went too far back. You went to the wrong person.
Yeah, that's the way that they did it. So I'll have to click on, who was you say, Mark?
Yeah, Mark Berry. He just gets a window of opportunity, I want to say, underneath Dale. Oh. Dale kind of hits that bump on entry too, though. Like it's a mixture of things that happen right there that allow. I don't think Mark wanted to try to make a move like that. Most certainly not. You know, the truck makes the transition. Mark was already on him. I mean, this is where the field gets really thin out here. And right here, bam, there goes Mark into Phillip. Back up the track goes Mark. He catches Brandon, Josh, Cameron. Oh, man. Tough breaks, tough hits. It's amazing how JD had the momentum still after he clobbered Phillip back up the track to chase Troy and you down. Excuse me. And then coming here to the finish, this is J.D. O'Brien and Brian Huntley going at it. Brian comes back up. He's trying to just slow down the run of J.D. J.D. having none of it. He's like, I know what to do here. But just wasn't, man, if that start-finish line was a bit further down, like how it is at Talladega, almost in turn 1, man, oh man, it would have been a heck of a race between the two of these competitors. But Troy Daggett walks away the victor after big help from Jonathan Higginbottom. Right?
Josh Highball.
Josh Highball. Why did I say... Man, I butchered everybody's name right there. Anyway, gotta forgive me. I'm not in my normal routine. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to blame that on. Troy Daggett, Jonathan, J.D. Man, I'm just trying to call everybody Jonathan now, ain't I? John O'Brien in second position with that photo finish with Troy. Joshua Highball in third position. Sorry, Joshua, I'm calling you everything but your name. Now Josh Small in fourth position. Brian Huntley there in fifth. Dale Rapp sixth. One of the most dominant trucks of the evening. Just outside the top 5. Christopher Campbell comes back after being in the wars, finishing in 7th position. Brandon Moore 8th, Robert Amaral 9th, Philip Bridgman 10th, Cameron Smith 11th, Tyler Myers 12th, Skylar Sigston 13th, Mark Berry 14th, Anthony Lane 15th, Joe Stipe in 16th position, Pete Wildrum 17th, Chris Camary 18th.
Yep, and the other two didn't start, which would have been Zach Deuscher and okay, so it was Jaden then Zach. But good run by Troy. Nailed it. He was in the right place, right time. Got through that biggin. So good for him. Just a wild race in general. I believe everybody did hell of a job in the trucks, especially with this being a tough track for sure. So yeah, overall not so bad. But anyway,
Yes, anyway, it was a pretty good race, Brian. Can't say that it wasn't for it being iRacing Super Speedway and, and how long the pace laps can be, so forth, and just the how easy it can be going, the speeds you're going, to have an incident at this facility. And we saw them be pretty huge. I mean, absolutely huge. But next week,
okay, double
just
trouble.
right. Um, so next week we'll be up in the hills of Canada land. What am I on South Park all of a sudden? So Canada, we will be up there. Canadian Tire Motorsport Park or Moss Sport, whatever you like to call it. It's a very, very rhythmic track. You can get lost in the hills or a tire barrier, so hopefully no one does either. That is where we are in the trucks next week. In just a few hours' time, though, Brian, we have already mentioned it before, the BNR fixed
Cup Series.
Gen 7. Yeah. Gen 7 Cup Series. I forgot what generation
AKA
of car
the
we're running.
Bearded Bear Customs.
Oh, okay. I see. This is why we don't. I get them mixed up. I forget which ones are which.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. See, that's what you're here for, to remind me. Anywho, yes, Bearded Bear Cup Series tonight at Iowa. We're going to be racing in the cornfields, Brian. Not literally, but just the place that Rusty built. So
Should be a
please
good race.
come back. Yes. Cup Cars, Iowa. I mean, can't wait for it. And in the real world, in just a couple of weeks' time, right? So that's going to be
That's right. That is true.
a heck. So it's almost a prelude, maybe what to expect. Catch us in just a handful of hours then. So we can't say good night or nothing right now, Brian, because like you said earlier, it's definitely not nighttime. I mean, it is in certain parts of the world, but just not,
Yes, but we will be back live again tonight, as Will was trying to say, at 8:25 Eastern Time for the Bearded Bear Customs Fixed Cup Series, and that's a whole lot of.
Yes, hacking English is hard at the moment.
Yes,
Like I said, this is not my normal time to be doing this, so
right. So
terrible.
But we will be back again live
I'd
tonight.
like to do more of it though. Tape delays are cool.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Jim Ross in the house,
You can get done quicker, and that's what we
in a
did,
way.
So. But we're back live again tonight, Iowa. Tune in on this channel, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. That's about it for the broadcast platforms, unless they start releasing a lot more that we would have to ironically jump on. But I am out of here, Brian Hunt. Yes, as you see there, I was in the race, finished P5. What a doozy of a night. I got paranoid with Tyler being next to me.
My name is going to be on an iRacing race results list one of these days.
Yes.
In my dreams, maybe.
Be there eventually,
It's
mainly
in the dreams.
We will be back tonight, 8:25. Until then, myself, Brian Hunt, Will Roberts, not our normal time of broadcasting, especially around this time. But we want to thank you guys coming out to watch the replay from Tuesday night. And now we'll give you your live footage tonight at 8:25 from Iowa. So until then, me and Will would like to thank you guys all for tuning in, and love your
Oh,
loved ones close, and
all right, bro.
we will check you later.
See you in a bit.
Yeah, you
I
guys
thought
have
I was bad.
yourself a good night.
Oh my,
I mean, good evening.
no.